Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching from. Today is a special day because it is not just me and Josephine, but we've got a guest to say. Many times we feel like men are not involved in the choices we made, but how about we consider their perspectives on abortion? In today's episode, our guest here will be telling us what men think about the abortion topic and the decisions that we women make after conceiving. You're welcome on the show.
Thank
Kindly
you.
introduce yourself to our viewers.
I'm called Esau Oida. I do not know what exactly at what length I have to introduce myself, but I'm called Esau. Yeah.
So about the topic today, the topic is abortion, and we would love to know what men think and what their ideas are about abortion and the decision that we make as women. Because I feel like in most cases we are not considering what
Men think.
you guys feel.
Yeah.
But before we dive into the topic so much, do you feel like, do you think children are a blessing from God?
Absolutely. Children are a blessing. Children should be a blessing. From my, first-hand experience, I do have 4 months old son.
No.
It's a shame I'm not sure about how old he is now, but
It happens.
must be 5 months, and he is evidence right now that children are a blessing, because I can wholly say that the love I have for that boy, for that man, is something I would never have planned myself into. And that only proves that children are a blessing. And sometimes we do not understand when blessings come. We do not understand how blessings come. We have been institutionalized to think or set things before they happen. Like people prepare for the future. People have savings accounts and all that. People are trying to get ready. But I feel like sometimes blessings come before you're ready. And what happens is you grow with the blessing, you usher yourself into the blessing, and you mold yourself to grow with it. And that is how you become ready. So I think children are a blessing. There is no doubt about that. Because if something comes with joy, if something comes with happiness, if something comes with a way of preparing you into something new, there is no doubt. I would totally think that they are a blessing.
Yeah, I think you kind of mentioned about something I wanted to add on. A question, like, do you think children are a blessing from God? Like, if people plan for these children, we've seen so many people, they struggle to conceive, and after they conceive, that child is truly a blessing in their life. But then there is this person who just maybe gets raped, or you weren't financially ready. So I was going to add that part, like when they come unexpectedly, you didn't plan for them. Casual sex is kind of a common thing these days. So people go out, have sex, but they don't intend to conceive or to have children. But then children
come in anyway.
They come in. So do you consider them still a blessing even in that?
Well, that is exactly what has happened to me. So,
Yeah.
and I think still, I want to say that it would be an art, or it would be a behavior of trying to find blessings where they actually shouldn't be in real sense.
Yeah.
You are supposed to be optimistic. You are supposed to see good things where they are not supposed to be. It is just supposed to be a natural behavior for everyone. You know, when a life is being formed, it is life. Life is supposed to be life. Life is supposed to be a
Put more
blessing.
emphasis on it is life.
Yeah. Life is supposed to be life. Yeah, and it is supposed to be a blessing. I do not know of any scenario where life has not been a blessing. Yeah.
Actually, you talked about blessings coming when we are not even expecting them.
Yeah.
Yes. In most cases, like actually, I was there is a day I was speaking to someone, a friend of mine, and I was telling him I will work with people that have had unplanned pregnancies and then blah blah blah. And he was like, did you know that in Uganda, most of the children in Uganda are not planned?
Yeah.
So these people should stop thinking that because I've got an unplanned pregnancy, I should abort. Just know most of the children in Uganda are not planned. And I thought about it and I felt like that was very
It's true, yeah. Because when you see the surroundings, and most of us, like, we grew up like your parents struggle to feed you, to take you through school. Like, yeah, you were definitely not.
So you would say that the blessing comes when you're not ready, but it is up to you to either grow with a blessing,
Yeah.
or just choose not to notice that it is a blessing and part ways.
Yeah, and
That makes
honestly, when you start seeing a child as a burden, the child truly becomes a burden.
yeah.
But if you see them as a blessing, you start seeing those blessings that you wouldn't have seen if you have this in your mind, that this child is a burden because I conceived when I wasn't ready. And what did I want to say? It's all about the mindset, because what we put in our minds usually is what happens.
Yeah, it's what
That's
reflects.
what we see. You neglect all these things that are happening, and you're focusing on, I have no school fees, I have no food, I have no yet.
And then we've seen a lot of people that's actually not doing well financially, and then they're making sure their kids are getting not everything, but at least they're getting the best needs. And then when you look at this person, they're financially not stable, but they fight hard to see that their kids are not suffering. Like I feel like Josephine's point is also valid. What you put in your mind, it is a mindset. Whatever is in your head will happen in your life. Then Esau told us that he's a father of a child who is
5 months.
5 months. That is so good. Congratulations, Esau. And I would love to know, what was your reaction when, are you married?
No, I'm not.
When your girlfriend told you that she was pregnant, what was both your reactions, your girlfriend's reaction and your reaction?
Now, I think, let me frame that a little bit differently, depending on how it actually came in. You see, I actually did not get pregnancy news. I instead got abortion news, like at the same time. You get, it was a situation where she just called and said, I want to abort.
And even telling you,
yes, I did not know. Yes, I did not know that she was pregnant. And the first time I knew that she was pregnant, it was when she was telling me that she wanted to abort. And that really, there was a moment of panic. I would compare that to a moment where let's say your phone is on 2% and it is trying to run maybe 10 apps at once, there is a lot of confusion, that buffering mode, and you cannot really think straight. There is panic, there is fear. But at the end of the day, when you go back to bed and you're sleeping and you're like, you try to think through things and eventually you figure them out. But I think the most important thing is not to make decisions out of the fear, not to make decisions because of the pressure that is happening at that particular moment, because you are bound to make decisions that you'll not call decisions in the future.
Regret.
Yes, that you will regret after. So I do not recall it as, it is not a memorable moment, but it happens, and of course when you look back, there are things that you learn and things that shape you. And I also think that moments like those, depending on how exactly you handle them, they actually determine the nature of the relationship between the man and the woman. Because I think the strength of the relationship is determined on how you manage in situations that seem not manageable. And people who are faced with this abortion, they are usually young, they are usually not ready, they are usually just not ready, and there is always moments of panic.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. So now that you all that was going on in your mind, but you managed to, because you shared you have a 5 months outturn already, meaning the abortion never happened.
Yes.
Which we praise the Lord. So how were you able to convince?
I'm also curious. How did
this
you
lady, so that she changes her mind, and also what do you think were the reasons for her to opt for an abortion? Because I can imagine someone, conceiving, and they don't let the boyfriend know that they are pregnant, and then all of a sudden they're like, I want to have an abortion.
You see, first of all, I do not know about other scenarios, but mine, first of all, we had not yet grown so much in our relationship for us to have a baby.
Yes.
So it just happened. And that actually means that we weren't so close, like really, really close to actually have a baby. But I think most abortions happen not because people feel like the baby is not a blessing, not because they do not want the baby, but because they fear something. They're afraid of the future, they're afraid of what people will think, they're afraid of what the families will say. There is always that fear, and that is what I think, that is the main reason as to why abortions happen. But what I find very, very important is, or was, first of all, as a man, you have to listen. You have to listen. I think it is the only thing that you have to do.
Listen.
Listen.
Listen to who? To God, to
listen, listen to your girlfriend, listen to your wife, listen, because at the end of the day, I think that this person can actually even abort without your consent.
Yes.
And you have to listen and silently be in charge. Listen to whatever they say. Listen, you see, moments of panic are not moments for you to be defensive, for you to show that you're a man, for you to, prove yourself and all that. Actually, you are more of a man when you listen. And I think that was
Men need to hear that.
I like that.
Yeah, you're more of a man when you
yes,
listen.
yes, and I think
Listen to your wives and your girlfriends.
and I think that was the core or the foundation of it all, because I remember listening to every, you know, everything, every unnecessary thing, and after all that, you have to say, but, this is the right thing. This is the right thing. This is the right thing. And it also happened in a season where I could not actually be there myself.
Yeah.
First of all, people that are planning on aborting, they lack emotional support. So there has got to be that emotional support. You could be in a position where you're not able to provide that or to give them that emotional support, but you're not alone in the world. You could have someone that could support them emotionally for you, like prepare them, get them ready for what is coming. You know, people who are aborting, in most cases, it is usually their first pregnancy. And they are also not ready as mothers. They are not ready. It just comes as a shock.
Yeah.
So there has got to be someone that prepares them. There has got to be someone that mentors them into what is coming. And for me, it was my mother. I was not there at the moment, but my mother was. So she played that part of preparing her, you know, talking her out of that abortion thing, and yeah, and eventually I was helped, and we have a baby now.
Wow,
Yeah.
kudos to your mother.
Nice.
Yeah, a big thank you to our money. Thank you so much for.
Are you happy that you were a father? Because I know, I mean, like, nothing should ever justify abortion. But we know, like, children come with responsibilities.
Yeah,
So
true.
how do you feel about
As
that?
a
Most
new
especially-
dad on the block.
You see, what usually happens, what I would think of as the biggest fear, looked at the back of things, and there's always that question: how would God see this? How would God call me after this has happened? You know, there are questions that you do not answer as a person. There are questions that just reflect at the back of your mind. When this has finished, how will I look at myself? You know, there are things that you really look back at and you feel like you can't forgive yourself for having been part, or for having, you know, played a role in their happening. So because of that, actually I think it was even the main reason as to why that never happened. Because if it wasn't for that, then
Yeah.
why would you choose to usher yourself into a world that you're not prepared for? Being in a world where we are taught to prepare for things, we are taught to prepare for stuff that is coming.
Yeah.
To prepare for the worst.
To prepare for the worst.
Yeah, someone at some point I was we were talking with someone, and then like the person I was with was like, you actually need to prepare for the worst as a man.
As a man.
Was a young boy that he was speaking to. That person was telling me, you need to prepare for the worst as a man.
Yeah, thank you so much, Iso, for sharing that. I was actually intrigued when you shared a little bit of your story with me, because for the few guys that I've interacted with, when it comes to abortion, some of them say that is a woman's
Yes,
issue.
I feel like it is
I don't
a
have
topic that is
anything.
supposed to be discussed by only women.
Yeah, I don't have anything to do with that. Actually, even when we are in different universities
For
conducting
surveys.
surveys, you call some guys, you're like, hey, I would really like to know what you think about abortion. Like, hey, me, I'm a woman, I'm a man, sorry, I don't get pregnant. And so
And I don't abort.
sometimes even when these women conceive and they go to their men and tell them I've conceived, I'm thinking of having an abortion, they will be like, some of them, whatsoever you decide, I will support you, you know?
Yeah.
If you decide to have an abortion, I'll back that up. If you decide to keep the child, I'll back that up.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting that there are some men out there that understand the value of life and they are willing to
protect
to protect it, no matter what the lady has decided. Because I also agree, yes, and men have to be involved in these things because it takes two people to get pregnant. Like a woman wouldn't get pregnant by herself, however much we say it's a woman's issue. Like technically it's not. It is for the both of you. So yeah, we the women out there that are not involving the men, like, honestly, they should. And sometimes, like you said, they abort because they lack support. You've not sought support. Why? How is someone going to know that, you know? For example, you got pregnant and you didn't even tell your guy that you're pregnant. How is he going to know? Maybe he's willing to support like this guy. I know some run off, but some are willing to
they
stay.
also run off because maybe they fear the responsibilities, but then if they have people that are willing to give them the emotional support, as Esa would say, that in most cases people lack emotional support. So if they have people that are willing to give them the emotional support, then maybe you never know.
Yeah, for me, there is a guy one time I interviewed where we I think we were at KRU and talking about this. Like, it was very triggering for him because he had a girlfriend one time that had an abortion. Of course, he knew because she told him, and he was like, you know, you shouldn't have an abortion, but she did. So, like, he was so sad that that lady denied her the opportunity to be a father. However much he wasn't ready, like financially or what, but he wanted to have a child, and that also even affected now, like, his relationship with the lady.
Yes.
So,
maybe my other question would be, what, according to you, according to your own perspective, how do you think the society has, what role has the society played in this matter, the abortion matter, for both women and men?
Like you just mentioned earlier, that people think abortion is a woman's problem. But first of all, abortion has where it starts from. It starts from the point of actually creating the pregnancy, and it is a process that involves the man. Actually, the man is supposed to be available from the starting until the end, and that includes moments of doubt, moments when you feel like you should abort, moments of fear, moments when you feel like this is wrong. You should always be available. And that is what society sort of misses out. You're supposed to be supportive actually all the time. You know, men don't have an off on responsibilities. It is natural. Well, I don't think they should. They shouldn't. But anyway.
Every grown up.
Yeah. They don't have.
Women, we have our responsibilities, and you never have a break from them.
But society really needs to reframe that, or to stop also looking at abortion, or to stop looking at unwanted pregnancies or unplanned pregnancies as a complication, as a problem. You know, actually, I'm a result of an unplanned pregnancy myself. And it has worked out. Yes. So it can actually work out. Like I said earlier, when life is forming, there is an author behind. And by the moment you choose to initiate something, you have planned things. Most especially for God, who is a super being, He has planned things already. So I feel like when you worry, you're actually trying to take up God's responsibilities. You're trying to plan into the future. You're trying to think through what will happen. I mean, just be a man. Just be available. Be a person. Let life happen. You know, there are moments when we worry for nothing.
Yeah.
What causes someone to worry is put yourself in shoes that you're not supposed to put on, in places where you're not supposed to be, and you worry for nothing.
Yeah.
But you know, life is not our responsibility. Life is not supposed to be man's responsibility. There is an author for life. Let him handle. You know, I usually, occasionally read the Bible, and somewhere it says that stuff happens. I don't know, I cannot read the exact quotation, but birds live, they do not, you know, farm and all that, but they live. I think that is how we are actually supposed to live. Just live in the moment, not because you do not want to know about what will happen in the future, but because it is actually not your primary responsibility to worry about tomorrow. I mean, you are not in charge of tomorrow. You can't be in charge of tomorrow, as much as you might try to plan for it. So society should reframe that idea and box it to something that says, oh, they should start thinking that abortion or pregnancies are planned. You might not plan for it, but it is planned by someone. Let them happen. Your responsibility is to carry the pregnancy, be available, be supportive, and things will happen.
Yeah, thank you for that, and also thank you for sharing that you were also like not a planned, you know, your parents didn't plan to have you, because you know these pro-choice people, they want to speak for other for people. They say if a child has disability, it's going to burden you, it's going to come with a lot of work. When you meet the lady or any person with disability and you're like, hey, do you feel like you are burdened, should we kill you? They're like, no. So wasn't planned, but life happened and he's happy to be here. You get? So even that child, however much they were not planned, just give them the opportunity to live. They will appreciate for that. It doesn't matter. You don't have to take me to a school that costs 2 million a term. I can go to a government school, but I have life, you know. Yes, sometimes like, yeah, it doesn't settle well with me when those pro-choice people, they are like, you actually don't care, this child is going to suffer, and you rather kill me than put me here to suffer.
And I like how he said that it is not our responsibility. Like life is not our responsibility because it has its master plan. Because we believe that God gave us this life for a purpose, and also the Bible says that He had His plans for us. He knew us before the formula of our mother, meaning He planned everything literally before we were born.
Before we knitted us in the
one
one.
understands that, maybe they will be able to make the right choices.
And even in the book of Matthew, they ask us, like, if you worry, like, are you able to add to make your hair white, like if it's black, you know, like we worry about things that out of our control. But if something is in your control, maybe you should. But then there are some. Now this baby, God is the master planner. He knows how life is going to happen, everything. But then for you, you're worried. You put yourself in the shoes that are not yours.
There is something. I have a funny story about me being not planned. What happened was I actually have a nickname back in the village. My grandmother.
Have a what?
A nickname. My grandmother calls me a certificate, like a piece of a certificate. That's what my grandmother calls me.
But now get this
What happened was is that my father is a teacher professionally, and one of her students, one of her pupils in primary 7 was my mother.
Oh,
So
we see.
So instead of bringing the P7 certificate, my mother brought me.
Yeah.
Did she actually do her P7?
Sorry?
Did she do her P7?
No, she did not.
Oh, because
That
of the
was
pregnancy.
actually the end of her studying and all that. So whenever I go back, my grandmother's like, my P7 certificate has come. But
How does that make you feel?
I mean, it's a funny thing, and it doesn't,
The way my mom calls my son my degree.
But about this whole society thing,
Yeah.
I think that people really do not understand what is happening between these two young people that are trying to create something. People speak from corners. People give advice from corners. They stand somewhere in their pro-life camps or their pro-choice stuff and say abortion is supposed to be handled this and that and that. But in the middle there is a young woman that is struggling to understand that situation. There is a young man who is trying to venture into parenthood and they do not know what to do, and they are just being left out. So I feel like society actually doesn't practically participate in helping these people, though it is not planned. So I think there should be means of trying to get people to participate into helping these people, into finding out who wants help, into sensitizing people about what they should do in moments of panic.
Yeah, thank
I feel
you.
like in most cases, societies, and the reason as why young people make such decisions is because they feel they'll be judged by society. Because why would someone judge a woman just because they are pregnant? Fine, they've gotten an unplanned pregnancy, but then why would you make them a topic in the entire society? Then start giving them as examples, and then you understand. It's going to push them to make such choices just to prevent them from being made as examples or being judged by society and all that.
And as His Image Ministries, that's why we are here. Yes, to sensitize, to create awareness to the communities that abortion is not a solution. There are always other alternatives, and we want to show people the humanity of the unborn, and we want them to understand the value of life, because if you understand and you know that life is actually happening there, even if you're not seeing, they will choose better. They will think of other things, and showing them the cruelty of abortion, because it's cruel. And some people want to learn the hard way. They want to first go through an abortion, and that's when they know that it's really terrible, and it comes with consequences, some short term, some long term. But we want them to make an informed decision. We tell you, if you want to have an abortion, this is what is going to happen, then for you choose, other than someone being influenced by the jaja, the auntie, and now later they regret. So yeah, we are here to do that, and we welcome all people that want to join us to create the awareness, to show people that the unborn are human beings. They are just small. The way you were when you were a toddler is not the way you are right now, but you are the same person. What makes people think that life just happened from nowhere? It starts from conception. The moment the egg and the sperm meet, life begins, and then you just need time to grow. So Eso, if there is a man there with a girlfriend who is contemplating abortion, how would you advise them?
A man that is thinking of considering abortion as something they would, take on.
Yes.
You see, first of all, I want to emphasize or stress out that I don't think I would still be the same person. I wouldn't be the person I am now if I didn't have the baby I have now. There's a sort of maturity that comes with parenthood. And you do not get that until you actually become a parent. There are things everyone should have. And growth is one of them. Everyone's supposed to grow. You can actually grow old without growing up.
Say that again.
So you should grow old as you grow up.
As you mature.
So, and you can only grow up by welcoming responsibilities, not any sort of responsibilities, but I think those that you should have. And parenthood is one of them. So that young man or that person, do not run away. Do not avoid these things. You might not know how to handle things, but you will handle.
But you will learn on the job.
You will handle, yes. You will learn on the job.
On job training.
As I had said earlier, for that young man, one thing you're supposed to do is listen. Like listen all the time, listen all the time, all the time, all the time. I think it is the only thing that will help you manage the situation when you listen. Being a man, you do not prove that you're a man by being defensive, by talking, by proving that you're a man. You become a man. Your intensity of being a man is measured by how you handle situations of calamities, situations that seem like they are not manageable. And that man, first of all, they're supposed to listen. Secondly, you see, when you have someone that is first of all not prepared, and you are not prepared yourself, but because you're a man, you're supposed to take the lead in not only almost everything, but you're supposed to take the lead in that situation. You're supposed to think. Sometimes you're supposed to think for them. Sometimes you're supposed to make decisions for them. You're supposed to make, because at the end of the day, these decisions affect you somehow. Because it is something that you chose to start. It's something that you did not think about or did not think of, but it has happened anyway. So you're not supposed to be there. And one thing that really helped me is there is a big difference between making assurances of how things will turn out in the future and actually showing what you mean. You're supposed to be practical. It is another thing to tell someone that things will happen, things will be well. It is also another thing to show someone that things will be well. What most men do is talk about these things. it makes a bigger impact when you actually show that young woman that you're going to be there, your family is going to be there, you're going to be supportive, you will figure out finances together, which actually has proven to be the most, or the biggest fear that everyone has. People are worried about how they will figure it out financially. And it is a valid fear, but it is something you cannot control 100%. Yet you're supposed to move on, yet you're supposed to go regardless. So, do not fear.
It's actually given. It is hope given. Yes. So I feel like this has been an amazing discussion. Thank you so much for your time and sharing your story, courage to go through men out there. And this is really nice. I've liked that conversation. So as we come to an end of our discussion, you gave hope so that this situation, the situation that we once in, gave them hope. Advertise with them. Thank you so much, and I would love to give us your closing remarks on this specific topic.
So thank you so much, Iso, for joining us in our show. Hopefully men out there will see it and they'll take your counsel, be there for their women, and also listen, though I didn't get that very well, because I might listen when my girlfriend is insisting I must have an abortion. I think listening, but also talking to them in a calm way, showing them that this is life that is happening here. It's a matter of life and death, because when situations involve life, it's a different case. We don't handle them the way we handle other things, but we are very grateful that you could join us, and hopefully we'll have you again someday, because I feel like we didn't exhaust each and everything that entails a man's role when it comes to pregnancy and birth and parenthood. But we are very grateful. So our dear men out there, hopefully you heard from our guest. He's a man who has been able to convince her girlfriend out of having an abortion, and he's a happy father now. And we talked about the trusting God to provide, no matter the situation, whether the child came unexpectedly. Children are a blessing from God, and honestly they've been a blessing to many of us. You interact with people that have had unplanned children. Me myself, my boy has been such a huge blessing to me. If you want trouble with me, touch my son. I'm joking, but he has been a huge blessing in my life. So let's protect life no matter the situation. Let's seek support. Support is there. That's one thing I want to assure you. People are out there looking for people they can offer support, but when you get pregnant and you just have your fears, you think you're in this alone, that's really not right. We are here for you to make sure you don't navigate this journey alone. So we will see you in our next episode, Beyond Choices. Yes, Abby.
Thank you so much, Josephine, and thank you once again for it is really a rare take for you to come up and you're willing to share your story, and we congratulate you upon your baby boy, right?
Baby boy.
Congratulations.
That one has become our baby now.
Yes, regards our baby. Thank you so much, Josephine, for your input. And I would love to encourage our viewers out there. I've always been saying this, that don't hesitate to reach out to people for help, especially when you feel like you're not in position of making decisions at that moment, or when you feel like you are stuck, or when you feel like you are at a crossroad. So don't hesitate to reach out to people for help. Please make ministry is here. Everyone is welcoming to listen to you. Kindly reach out to us. And we talk about even other pro-life organizations that are saving lives. If you can't reach out to this ministry, we have other pro-life organizations that are saving lives. So always reach out to people when you are in a state when you feel like you are stuck. And another thing I would love to remind you about our programs, the antenatal support program that happens every month, once every month at his main ministry. If you are pregnant and you feel like you have a lot of questions that are not even answered when you go for antenatal classes in the hospital, then feel free to come around and interact with our midwife. Disclaimer, the reason for this antenatal class is not to tell you not to go for antenatal sessions in your specific hospitals. We actually advise you to go back to your specific hospitals if you've not yet started antenatal. It is so crucial for you to have to start the antenatal for the safety of your baby, and you as a mother. So don't hesitate to come around, interact with our midwife. We are located along Circle of Hagwa Road, just opposite Sedat Makere Jupon. So in case you have a question, you have any inquiries, you have a situation that needs help, kindly reach out to us. And we'll be ready and glad to serve you.
Yes, and if you have a lady that you know that is contemplating abortion and they think there are no other alternatives, please don't hesitate to
reach out to us.
Yes, for us, we are here.
Don't hesitate to reach out to us. If you're new here, you're most welcome to the family. Feel free to subscribe to our channel, like, share our videos so that you are notified each time we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching us. See you again in the next episode. Bye.